Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. February 5th, 2021. It's 9:30 a.m. Right now, either you're listening to 93.5 FM WVIP or you're streaming live to our Facebook platform. But no matter what you're doing or how you're watching or listening to us, there's one thing I know for sure. You are officially cruising. Well, it shouldn't be that. It should be cruising with the case handler. My name is Adam Handler. I'm your boy. I'm a partner of Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. I head up the personal injury department here. We have, who do we got on today? We got two of my partners, Conrad Pollack. We call him the Maestro. We got Nelson Madrid. We call him the Maverick. We got our associate, Andrea Scher. We call her Shira. Wonderful attorneys that handle the immigration. I handle the personal injury, of course, with my associate, Matt Goodstein. And we're here to let you know who we are, what we do, and how we do it. Before we get started, though, we have to acknowledge, of course, that it's Friday. Hopefully, for many of you out there, it is payday, right? You know, Johnny Kemp has a song, Friday Just Got Paid, Money in My Pocket. I'm feeling all right. So hopefully your wallet's a little fatter today. But more importantly, a very, very special day to celebrate the king, the man that certainly showed me, listen, I grew up in suburbia, New Jersey, right? I didn't know a Jamaican if they would have fallen on my lap, but I did know one very, very famous Jamaican that has inspired me since probably I was 14 years old. You know, Big Bob right there. So happy birthday, Bob. You certainly showed me how a very, very small island in this world, a very, very small culture in this world can make a worldwide impact. So thank you for showing me that. And certainly was the gateway to my embracing the Caribbean culture, my embracing the Jamaican culture, and of course, the culture embracing me back. So thank you so much. Happy birthday, Bob, and to all the Marley family out there. And let's get into it. I have to jump off a little bit early today because I do have a big settlement conference on a case at 10 a.m. A pedestrian that was walking down the street. All of a sudden, a car backs into him, knocks him to the ground, has a right knee injury, right knee surgery. But again, never expected in a million years this would happen. You got to prepare for the unexpected. You got to know how to fight back when terrible things happen to you. And as long as you know we're out there, as long as you know that Pollack, Isaac, DeSico, and the case handler are there for you and your family to fight, no matter what your immigration status is, you are one step ahead of the game. Our phone number is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. Easy to remember, 844-PPID law. PPID is the initials of our firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. 844-PPID law. I'm down with PPID. Nelson's down with PPID. Conrad's down with PPID. Andrea, you're down with PPID, right?
Absolutely.
Please, last but not least, are you down with PPID?
Come on, you know me. I'm down with PPID. The question is, everybody. And of course they are. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Adam Handler. We're going to be talking a little bit with him about, of course, what it is that he has done for the past 15 years for the Caribbean community and beyond. I am the CEO of the Link Up Media group of companies. We have put the show together since the beginning of last year, and it has grown exponentially as far as viewers and listenership. And we're looking forward to doing a major show later on this evening at 6 p.m. It's called the PPID Virtual Law Forum, where we'll be focusing and speaking on the different capacities of the firm itself, which has been around for 60 solid years. And I must say I'm really looking forward to it. If you have not registered for it, if you'd like to be a part of it, also be in the runnings to win iPads, supplements, and finance options that I'm giving personally. Make sure you go to eventbrite.com and just type in PPID. That's it. Just go to eventbrite.com and type in PPID and register for free. All right. Adam's got the iPad. I know he's ready to give it away. So make sure you register eventbrite.com. And yes, you'll be able to see us. You'll be able to be on Zoom. Join us, raise your hand, ask questions on personal injury, immigration, family law, criminal defense, and much more. Business law, real estate, a whole slew of different departments at the firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, based in New York City at 225 Broadway on the 3rd floor and with offices in Brooklyn and Peekskill. With that said, want to welcome the panel. Want to say a pleasant good morning to the lady first. We've got Andrea. How are you feeling today, Andrea? Are you ready for this evening's major PPID Virtual Law Forum?
I'm very excited. It's going to be great and a lot of fun.
Okay. And let's check in with the Maverick himself, Nelson Madrid, another partner at the firm. Are you ready for the forum, Mr. Maverick?
I am always ready. Even when I'm not ready, I'm ready.
You're born ready, the Maverick man. And let's go to the managing partner, Mr. Conrad Pollack. Are you ready for the forum this evening?
Of course, always ready. I recite this. I can recite immigration law in my sleep, as my people at PPID will tell you. So yes, I am ready.
Actually, I've never been with you while you're sleeping, so I will say that's not true. But I take.
Well, Nelson knows.
Oh
Nelson.
God!
Nelson.
Let's see if this is a family show here. This is a family show here. Come on.
You guys are hilarious. All right.
Listen, David, by the way, we've got some great news. Conrad, do you want to share that news?
Yeah, we've been talking about a gentleman, client of ours.
Hold on. One thing. One correction. Today is not Bob Marley's birthday, Adam.
It's not? It came up on my calendar.
It's tomorrow.
You know what? I'm looking at the wrong date. I'm looking at the 6th.
Before I get slammed, All right. Just wanted to correct.
I'm looking at the 6th. Oh my God. You know what? Sorry about that.
Can we air this tomorrow instead?
Yeah, well, yeah, and then we'll pay tribute on May 11th. I think that's the day. Oh my God.
Let's go to Conrad now. Conrad,
Nice work there, Adam.
Sorry, brother.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought. We've been talking about a client of ours that for the last several months is a gentleman from Southeast Asia who unfortunately had been detained and incarcerated, jailed by ICE. This is a gentleman who's been in the country for, I don't know, some 30 years. His family's here, wife, kids, one of his children, and these are minor children. One of his children, all US citizens, by the way, has a serious illness. The whole family had COVID. Even our client got hit with COVID while he was in jail. Anyway, we've been trying for months upon months to get him out of jail. Some of you might be familiar. There were articles in Newsday about this. There was a piece on WPIX Channel 11 about a month ago, where again we were talking about our efforts to get him out and how his family was suffering. He was a sole breadwinner and so on. It was just really terrible situation and exemplary of what was going on under the Trump administration. God, well, I promised myself I wouldn't say that word anymore. Under the prior administration. Anyway, based upon the efforts of our team, and there have been 4 or 5 of us working on this nonstop for a long time, for months. We finally got word from ICE yesterday. Nelson got a text after speaking with various officers there. Our client is being released on Monday.
Wow.
It's there's a lot of hard work, team effort, total team effort. Nelson, me, Alan Kay, Yizao, everybody working on this case to make it happen. And again, he's being released on Monday to his family. We just let the family know yesterday, and needless to say, they were, beside themselves in terms of how happy they were. Kids haven't seen their dad in months. It's, in fact, Nelson, what is it? It's almost a year.
Yeah.
Right?
In fact, he was in Louisiana at one point because they were ready to send him back home.
Several times they were about to deport him.
That's right. We filed multiple federal lawsuits, and I'd like to thank ICE for reconsidering their position and giving this gentleman another chance. I'd like to add to that, by the way, he was represented by another attorney for about 8 years, and he was actually taken into custody under that other attorney's watch. The family hired PPID, and it was PPID who obviously made this happen. So, shout out to my team. I'm happy and I'm glad to be a part of this team. And again, I want to thank ICE for reconsidering their position and giving this gentleman an opportunity to reunite with his family.
Yeah, we've already been in touch with the media, and I'm sure he's going to, when he gets out, there's going to be another spot on television on Channel 11 that will that we'll let everyone know here. So if they want to tune in, yeah, it's great news. You know, every so often we get the firm gets one of these major victories, and this is one of them. You know, this is one that, you know, clearly will change the life trajectory of his family, of this gentleman, of his kids. You know, and just, you know, it's unfortunate that we had to go through what we went through and what the family went through to get to this point. It really is unfortunate. And under the current administration, I don't think it would have happened. Certainly under the prior one, this is one of several stories similar with similar situations. Probably not all. In fact, I know all not with such happy endings where the person was deported. You know, and now the problem is getting him back. You know, but luckily we were able to forestall immigration from moving him, and he's getting out on Monday. So, you know, happy days.
It's a beautiful thing. PPID has been around for 60 years, and you guys have done tremendous things for people out there. You know, I do applaud you all, the entire team, for actually pulling together and making this happen. We need to see more of this happen. So I want to say, good job, guys. Make sure you call PPID, folks, 844-774-3529. One little thing, Conrad, seeing that you're the managing partner over there, if you can nudge the news network to, you know, somewhat mention PPID, it would be nice. It would be very, very nice. You know, I watched the last one and I wasn't very happy about that.
Oh, listen, we're not in it. We're not in it for self-promotion. You know, it's about changing lives.
I know you're not, but at the same time, how many firms out there, Adam, could have done this? I mean,
not many.
So
it's not something you hear very often. Certainly
yeah,
under the previous administration, something you don't hear very often at all.
Exactly.
And also people, you know, our clients will know that, and, you know, listen, we obviously have a business to run, but the amount of work and the passion we put in is not always equal to the fee we receive. And we're really people first, money second. I mean, we have a business to run, but we are all practicing attorneys. I cannot stress that enough, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to attorneys on this station right now. You're listening to attorneys on this program right now that are the actual lawyers working on the case. There are no other lawyers right now on this station or promoting on TV that are actually the attorneys working on your file. Sometimes they're even paid actors. You know, I see these commercials all the time for personal injury or disability. You don't see too many immigration lawyers promoting on TV, but it says paid actor. You know, we are the real deal. We are the attorneys that handle the case. So even though we're on the radio promoting the firm, don't be fooled. When you come to us, we're not just passing your case off to somebody that you've never met before. If you want the maestro, you get the maestro. You want the maverick, you get the maverick. You want the case handler, you get the case handler. You want Shira, you get Shira. You want the boss lady, you get the boss lady. Maybe you want the scientist, you'll get the scientist. But we together work as a team, and we do exceptional legal work. Of course, we are Pollack, Isaac, and Annakie.
There you have it. And Adam, I'm going to ask you to drop a true success story on us right now. But before that, once again, just want to remind everyone the number for the firm, Pollack, Isaac, and Annakie, PPID, which deals in immigration and personal injury and other departments such as criminal defense, family law, and more. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I'm asking everyone to tune in this evening, 6 p.m. on 93.5 FM, okay? 1 solid hour, okay? They are giving up their time to be with you guys. I'm giving up an hour, okay, so that you guys can be a part of this forum. So ladies and gentlemen, join the forum, join the conversation, the PPID Law Forum, by going to eventbrite.com and simply just type in PPID, click on register. Or you can click on the link that you're watching here on Facebook, the PPID page, the David Squeeze Annakie's page, the case handler page. Please register, join us, get your immigration questions answered. We'll have a few guests on the show. And of course, you can ask questions in other areas. I was speaking with Mr. Madrid yesterday, one of our top attorneys here, and I said, hey, gear up, man, because questions are going to be coming on family law. Questions are going to be coming on business law. Questions are going to be coming. They've already started rolling. And so we're looking forward to that this evening, 6 p.m. Eastern time on 93.5 and via Zoom and also on Facebook. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me hand it over to Adam Handler. Adam Handler, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was hoping to have these individuals on tonight for the forum, but unfortunately they have something else they got to take care of. I'm highlighting this case just because Listen, I like all my clients. I really, really, really like these people. This was a wonderful experience representing them. It was an impossible case that really turned out amazingly. Is that a word? Amazingly for them. So I'd like to share it. And this is a case. This is a mother and a son that were in a car driven by somebody else, and the car hits an open manhole, and they're all jarred up and tossed around in the vehicle. Now, there's two cases there. There's the case against the driver for not seeing the open manhole, but there's also a case against the city of New York for having the open manhole, right? When you sue the city of New York for a defect on the street or the sidewalk, the chips are already stacked against you. There are very, very special laws that protect the city, the state, the town from liability in street and sidewalk defects. Essentially, you have to prove that they either created the condition, right, which is unlikely, potholes or things like that, or you have to prove that they had prior written notice of the defect. So somebody calling 311 and saying, hey, there's a pothole, please patch it up, that doesn't count. You actually have to have somebody write an email or write a letter and send it to the city. It's the craziest law, but it's the only way that the city feels that they can protect themselves from unlimited liability, because there's so many things wrong with it. So, Squeeze, how much money do you think I can get on an impossible case like that? What do you think? You're on mute, brother.
No, 200,000, 100,000, there between 100 and 200,000.
You know what? If we weren't virtual right now, I would slap you. You kidding me right now? Look at that number right there, brother. Come on, read that number out loud.
God, I wouldn't even come close to guessing that number. $1,697,500. That's some serious moolah that you got them, Adam.
Yep, it broke down to 1.6 million for Ann and 97,500 for her son Orion. And if you could read that quote for me, Squeeze, it would make my day.
I mean, this is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, I must say. Okay, it says great service, on point from start to finish. It was really touching that Adam would call just to see how we were doing that day. Thank you, Adam Handler and his wonderful team. They represented us in a great way. Their team is the absolute best, and I recommend them to anyone. Ann and Orion from Hollis, New York.
Yeah, this is, and we have pictures here, and this is why I really do stress, ladies and gentlemen, listening on 93.5 FM. We thank you for tuning in. We understand there's other things you could be listening to right now, but please do your boy a favor on this Friday, right? Hopefully, like I said, you just got paid today. You're in a good mood. Do me a favor and check out the case handler on Instagram. Check out the case handler on Facebook. You'll see with your own eyes exactly what we're showing right now. These are pictures. So for example, you see the picture of us in court, and that's in Queens County Supreme Court, the day we settled it with the judge, right? You got the middle picture, which shows actually the scene of the accident. A bystander to the accident took a picture of the car and the open manhole. And then on the right, you see the new manhole that the city installed. So the first one kept coming loose because it was a circle and didn't have locks. They eventually fixed it. So this case not only won money for the clients, but this case actually changed the safety of the neighborhood to ensure that this would never happen again. That's the power of the work we do. And that's what we're really, really proud of here at Pollack, Isaac & Seco. So please, I don't like to beg, I don't like to grovel, but I'm begging you right now, check us out on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, check out your boy, the case handler. See for yourself exactly what we do. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Squeeze's word for it. Don't take the other DJs on this radio station that have endorsed me for nearly 2 decades. Don't take their word for it either. Take the word of those who unfortunately came into an accident, regardless of their immigration status, got paid. And that's how we do it here. I'm going to sign off. I got work to do. The client is waiting. We got a 10 o'clock settlement conference. Hopefully that will be the next True Life success story. So you guys should tune in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you at 6 p.m. Don't forget to sign up for the forum, eventbrite.com. Search PPID, win that iPad. All right. Do yourself a favor. Take care.
Thank you so much for being here, Adam. See, they're always working. These attorneys are always working. Adam is off. to another of his case. He's going to be speaking with one of his clients. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, this show is on immigration, it's on personal injury and more. Remember, this evening, 6 p.m. sharp, Eastern Standard Time, get in the runnings, win an iPad, maybe you can, and other products that we have and services here. Make sure you go to eventbrite.com and register. Just type in PPID, and that's it. With that said, let's see if Andrea have any updates for us on any capacity where immigration is concerned before we answer questions that's in the minefield immigration. We've got Nelson Madrid, one of the partners. We've got the managing partner, Conrad Pollack, and we have Andrea Scheer, one of the attorneys. Do you have any updates for us in those cool glasses? I can't get over those. Exactly what's going on, you know?
Yes, there's a few updates. I just wanted to point out one thing about the story that Conrad and Nelson were talking about, our client that we were able to stop his deportation. In the last few days, ICE has still been deporting people, and I just found it very interesting. 15 people were deported to Jamaica and 269 people to Guatemala and Honduras in the last couple of days. So, I mean, if you look at the three countries, it's so interesting that those are the people that they've been deporting, but they're still scheduling them and it's still happening. So if you have a good lawyer and someone that will actually work really hard on your case, it could happen and you can be released eventually. So another update. Yes.
Just to jump in, Andrea, and I'm sorry I'm interrupting.
No, it's fine.
I want everyone to know that if I were in a position where I was put in removal proceedings, let's say I was not a citizen, and I was put in removal proceedings, after spending 1 year with this brother, Nelson Madrid, okay, he is the man I would want on my case. And I kid you not, people. This is the reason. If you're in removal proceedings, you need one firm, PPID. You need one attorney, Nelson Madrid. Before you go elsewhere or you give up or you throw your hands up and say, that's it, call PPID, ask for Nelson. Anyone that's in any kind of removal proceedings, make sure you reach out to him. Ask for him by name, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I'm sorry I interrupted, Andrea. You may proceed.
Okay. And then the other update, it was announced yesterday, which was very interesting too. It's for people with green cards that apply to renew their green cards. Usually when you apply, you have to wait for over a year before it's approved, or you have to go in person to immigration and get a stamp on your passport. So USCIS is going to change that starting January 2021. And now, instead of having to go and get a stamp or a sticker on your passport saying that you're still in status, even though your renewal is pending, you're going to get a notice from immigration extending, you know, those green papers that they send you? Okay, so you're going to get one of those, and it's going to be extending your green card status while the renewal is pending. So it's helpful for people to have that now.
That's good.
You know,
Hopefully they'll come quickly. You know, hopefully people won't have to wait months to get those notices. But they're saying, well, within a week or two, they'll be sending them. So time will tell.
You know,
Look,
Squeeze it.
Under the current administration, look, I'm cynical and skeptical just by nature, having been in this business for 30-something years. But I am optimistic based on what we've seen so far from the Biden administration that they are actually going to try to be true to their word and try to roll out things when they say. And as we've been saying, you know, most of the things coming out of the Biden administration are positive, pro-immigration steps that are being taken, as opposed to the reverse that used to occur on a daily basis almost under the previous administration. So I'm sorry, Squeeze, you were going to say something.
Nelson wanted to jump in there.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, you know, something very important in regards to this client who was just released. You know, I was brutally honest with this family at the very beginning. And I said, this is an extremely, extremely difficult case. Now, you know, obviously, if you retain us, as I said to them, we will fight like hell. And we fought like hell, you know. And again, it wasn't one attorney, it wasn't two, it was 4 attorneys all working on one case. You know, so yes, it's a great story. we did a lot of work, and again, as Conrad said, it's something I'm personally very, very proud of and happy about.
And also, just again, maybe I'm overdoing it with this theme, but this is a guy who he was not a criminal. The only blemish on his record was that he entered the United States unlawfully, 30 years ago. I don't remember exactly the manner of entry, but he came in illegally. No criminal records. He's been behaving himself, paid his taxes, was working. He was an Uber driver most recently, supporting his family. No public benefits, never collected welfare or food stamps or even public housing. This is a guy who basically, came to the United States seeking a better way of life for him, for his family, married a U.S. citizen, 3 U.S. citizen kids. This is a guy, that if you live in New York, you'd see him, picking you up in his Uber, and he's a decent man. Immigration came in the middle of the night, right? In the middle of the night, and took him away, right? And left his family there, and a seriously ill child, and it was a nightmare scenario. I can't even imagine.
Hold on one second.
So, and this is what the previous administration, what ICE is capable of, right? And this was not one of those situations where you would say, you know what, he got what was coming to him. Not at all. Go ahead,
Right.
Nelson.
But I think the bigger issue here, and it's something that we're not really focusing on, and we need to focus on, he was ordered deported. He had an attorney for close to 10 years, right? And he was on an order of supervision. The purpose of an order of supervision, they are giving you a chance. ICE is giving you a chance to fix your immigration issues. And because he hired, in my opinion, an incompetent attorney who did nothing, who sat back and, if you're an experienced attorney, 10 years on an order of supervision is extremely generous. An order of supervision isn't supposed to last a lifetime or 20 years. So, unfortunately, this gentleman was misguided by his attorney who clearly had no clue. And that was one of the things that actually helped us, because when I reached out to ICE, I said, listen, you know me and you know my law firm, and I just got this case. There's a lot that can be done that has not been done, and we've been working this case from every angle, which his prior attorney did not do. So this is a prime example of what can happen if you don't have competent legal representation. And I think that's what this is about.
Seconds before the top. 844 PPID law, 844 PPID LAW. That's 844-774-3529. Continue, Nelson. You are right.
I think that's what this is really about, because again, look, ICE did their job, and that was one of the issues I had with ICE initially, which was, Mr. Madrid, he had 10 years to do something and he did nothing. No, he did nothing because he was following his incompetent attorney's lead. Right. He believed in his incompetent attorney, because you don't know that your attorney is incompetent because you're not an attorney, right? So you're under this false sense of confidence, right? Well, I got a lawyer. If there was a problem, my lawyer would tell me there was a problem. No, that is not always the case, as we saw here. And I think that's what made the case even more sympathetic, because as Conrad said, this is a hardworking man, no criminal issues, pays taxes, married to a citizen, has 3 citizen children. He was complying with the terms of his order of supervision. The problem is the clock ran out and the quarterback never threw the ball.
Yep.
You were down in the game and you never threw the ball.
Got sacked.
You got sacked and the clock ran out, and that's when we took over. And look, fortunately, again, no prior results, guarantee any future results. But, something I tell all of my clients, listen, I don't play, for the fun or for the sport. I play to win. Okay. To me, there is nothing like winning. And maybe that's why Conrad hired me, but ever since I was a kid, I play to win. To me, there's no points for second place. Second place to me, it's not first place.
I'm with you. I am
Well, the
with
good news, and also, don't forget, again, we've been around a long time. So, it wasn't just legal work here. We got the media involved. There was an article in Newsday. We had him on television. He was interviewed on TV about this along with the family. We had political pressure. We went to Senator Schumer's office. We went to Senator Gillibrand's office. We had local congressmen on this. So we brought a lot of pressure to bear on USCIS. And Nelson, you saw as soon as this thing showed on TV and they got a couple of letters from the senator's offices in New York, they got to work on this. So that certainly helped as well. It wasn't just us. It was using our contacts, many of which come from the general, because he's been around for 50 years, so he knows everybody. It was, again, as I said, it was a team effort. A lot of different points we were hitting the government with.
As you said, also our contacts based on our years of experience, right? I mean, if we were some slipshod or sloppy attorneys, we wouldn't be respected.
This is true. Like some of these lawyers you hear screaming on the radio, come and use me. I mean, that's not the way we roll. We know what we're doing. And again, because of the years of experience we have these contacts with the media, we have these contacts with the government, we have these contacts with politicians. And in situations like this, cases like this, it makes a difference. And don't necessarily take our word for it. When this gentleman is released, I'm sure once he's settled in, we're going to have him on the show and he can tell you himself as to what he went through and what we were able to accomplish. So, yes, we're tooting our own horn here, but something with good reason. This was a major victory. This is not the type of thing that you see on a daily basis, certainly as a result of what was going on under the previous administration. And, it feels good. It feels good. And we join in the family's good fortune right now and their happiness.
I'm very, very happy, literally giving me goosebumps knowing that this has happened and he's rejoining his family. So it's a great thing. Once again, folks, Cruisin with a Case Handler, show on immigration and personal injury. The number to call is 844-774-3529. You may place more questions now in the WhatsApp group or on Facebook so we can get them answered by the attorneys. It's 4 minutes after the hour, but let's jump right into the immigration questions by you. It says here, I sponsored my dad for a green card and he got it recently. If he decides to stay outside of the United States for up to a year, can he still retain his green card? I understand that this may not qualify him for citizenship, but he's not interested in citizenship at this point. We would just like to keep the green card.
If he stays out of the country just like that for a year, he'll lose his green card. What he needs to do is come to the United States, apply for a reentry permit. You have to be here. You have to be in the U.S. physically to apply for a reentry permit. He applies, then he can leave. Reentry permit will allow him to stay out of the country for continuously up to 2 years, all right, and keep his green card. But without that reentry permit, if he stays out for more than a year, he'll lose that green card.
I see this question coming up a lot, and this is something that people may want to think about. And you see, I see a lot of people from Jamaica. They run into me and asking me that question. I said, tune into the program, and I guess this is one of them where they ask, I just want to get my green card and come back to Jamaica. So my question is, why do you want to get a green card if you just want to get it and go back to Jamaica? Why don't you just get a visitor's visa then? So
it's a lot easier. Once they have the green card, it's a lot easier to come back and forth. Getting that tourist visa is not such an easy thing to get out of Kingston. That's why.
But they're going to get in trouble with the green card if they stay out.
Eventually. But if you get a reentry permit, you can get it for 2 years. You can get it for another 2 years after that. So that'll solve their problem, certainly, for a period of years.
If they become citizens, they can just come in and out whenever they want. They'll never have an issue. So.
Yeah, well, sometimes people don't want to be citizens. They don't want to do the jury duty thing. Maybe, they're young enough to get selective service registration, things like that. They don't want to vote, taxes, juries, people sometimes don't want to do that. But the way to avoid losing your green card is by, as I said, don't stay out too long. Don't stay out ever more than 6 months at a time and get your reentry permit.
You are saying, Nelson?
Yeah, you're right, actually. I've heard that question a lot. And my question to them is always, why did you file for a green card? You wasted time, you wasted money. If you go back for a year or more, you're going to lose it and you're going to have to start the whole process over again. Do you really want to do that? And if not, then why apply for a green card? You know,
A lot of people, but a lot of people like to have that green card, especially, depending on what country they're from. Maybe they're coming from a country with an unstable government. Maybe they're from Somalia, and they want to have the green card because the next time the government is overthrown, they could get out of there fast. They don't have to wait to get a visa, and they could just come and get on the plane and come here. A lot of people do that. A lot of people use that green card as an insurance policy, and again, get the reentry permit to maintain it.
Here's another one pertaining to a green card also. Can a green card holder apply for any health benefits here, even though he has never worked in the United States? A green card holder, I could answer that question, but I'll let you guys do it.
Andrea, you're awfully quiet. Why don't you take that one?
Well, yes, he should. He could, I mean.
Good.
He's a green card holder. He's entitled to any benefits that he can get. He's not subject to public charge or anything like that, so.
Third question. My wife just got her green card through K1, and you gentlemen and lady can explain what that is. AOS process. Her social security card has valid for work only with DHS authorization on it. Is there a process we're supposed to do next to remove that? I was trying to find something on the Social Security Administration site. Couldn't find anything.
She has a green card. She doesn't need the work authorization card anymore. Just use the green card. Toss the work authorization card. She doesn't need it.
Just throw that out. All right. And here's a final question. I want to ask about tourist visa. I am interested in applying. Is it under the ban proclamation or is it a BQ F21?
I don't understand. She applied for a green card and she applied for a tourist visa?
Evidently. I am DQ.
Oh, it's not, first of all, the F21, that's spouse of a permanent resident applying for the green card. She is subject to the ban, which hopefully the travel ban will be up in a couple of months if not sooner. It expires March 31st, unless Biden terminates it prior to that. Tourist visa, she's not going to get a tourist visa. She applied for a green card. They're not going to give it to her.
Gotcha.
There are a lot of reasons which I go into, but call us if you want the reasons. But the fact is, she's not getting a tourist visa.
There you go.
You
And
know, very, very quickly, I'm sorry. And I just wanted to expand on something, Andrea, on that question actually that the person had asked. Taking public benefits is not a problem. However, if you take a trip abroad and you return to the United States, you could be found inadmissible on public charge grounds. That could potentially be a ground of inadmissibility. And, you know, it's a nuance. I'm not saying it's something that will happen, but it's something that can happen. You know, we've said this on the show before. Anytime someone is seeking to re-enter the United States, he's seeking readmission. He's basically knocking at the door. Again, depending on the CBP officer who is actually inspecting you, that could be a problem. I'm not saying it will be, but it can be.
okay. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thanks to the attorneys. Great show, as usual. We had the case handler, the man who is the partner at the firm and runs the personal injury department, Adam Handler, earlier with his true success story. And we've had three prominent attorneys here who have dealt with many immigration cases. I'm very proud of the one that we spoke about pretty much throughout the show. Great job, attorneys. Great job, PPID. Also want to remind you all this evening at 6 p.m. sharp, Eastern Standard Time, New York time, we will be doing the first PPID virtual law forum. We're asking you to register at eventbrite.com by typing in PPID in the search bar and just clicking register. Or you can click the link that's on the page now and register for the forum this evening at 6 p.m. Bring your questions in every capacity of law. The attorneys here will actually be here to answer those questions. Any question that is not pertaining to a capacity that they handle, they will point you in the right direction. Tune in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll also be on 93.5 FM if you can't join the eventbrite.com site. And, you know, we would love for you to be a part of it. Join the conversation. PPID Virtual Law Forum. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Conrad. We'll catch up later on at 6 p.m. today. And share it, ladies and gentlemen. Share that Eventbrite link to everyone that you know. It's very important that we get questions answered, especially on Biden's executive orders, what's done, what's still here, what's gone, what's about to go away, different changes in immigration. I pretty much want to push people naturalizing. We have not said enough about that, but I personally will be pushing that. My guests will be pushing that. That's what they're all about. They're coming on board mostly to talk about, to push people to naturalize and use PPID for that naturalization process. It's very important. This show has done wonders for people within the community. So want to keep it going. Ladies and gentlemen, join the forum. Thank you.
Also, Squeeze, before you sign off, do I have a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Just the things we've been talking about on the show every morning. And also one of the reasons we're doing this forum tonight is to alert people that if they're not already aware, which I think a lot of people are in the immigrant community, just to alert people, that the Biden administration coming in, last couple of weeks and taking over, it's a changing of the guard. It really is. People are so inured to the fact that, these past 4 or 5 years, everything you hear about immigrants is negative. They're criminals, they're rapists, they're this, they're that, they steal our money, they steal our jobs, they're storming the border. All you ever hear is negative. That's all you ever hear. I mean, look, one of the worst things that the previous administration did, they created a hotline, like a crime hotline, for if you see something, report it. They created a hotline for immigration, that if you know somebody who's here illegally, call us and we'll go get them. I mean, maybe just things like that, just still to this day, I just can't fathom that something like that would happen in this country. But that is what the mentality has been for the last 4 or 5 years. And, coming out of that now, it's hard. You're thinking a certain way and you have a certain mindset. And you hear the newspaper, you hear the radio, and you see the newspapers day after day after day in television. Just you turn on Fox and all you see first thing is them, illegal aliens climbing the walls, and just that's all you hear and see. So that's what you're going to think. It's just going to become normal and perpetual, and that's the way it is. It's not anymore. The Biden administration is a legitimate sea change. I've been doing this for a long time. Again, Alan Kay has been doing this 50, 60, 70 years, whatever it is. I've been doing it 30 something years. Nelson's been doing it 15, and we've seen a lot. And this is a major event, and it's a seismic change in immigration. So people need to realize that. So if you've been hesitant, you've been on the wall, you've been on the fence, about doing something, applying to change your status or get your citizenship, or apply for your relative, or get married and apply for your spouse, who might be here illegally, it's safe to do it now. You don't have to have the same fear that you had previously. And look, the fear previously, I'm not going to make light of it. It was legitimate, because look, we were just telling the story about our client who was locked. They came into his house in the middle of the night, lock him up, and this guy had no criminal issues. He had done nothing except he'd entered the country illegally. So those days are over. Look, if you commit a crime, you're still going to get in trouble, right? But for the average person out there, the average, the immigrant that we see that is working, paying their taxes, just wants a better way of life, provide for their family, it is safe for you to come out of the shadows and apply for your green card or for your visa or whatever it is. And there's a very good chance, better chance than we've seen in a long, long time, about the laws changing in a positive, significant way. So there's a lot of good stuff happening, and that's the overall message we're trying to get out. So tune in tonight, hear more about it, specifics.
You need to actually open up once I introduce you along with Zaina later on. You need to open up with that, Conrad. I think you need to rile the people up where that is concerned so they understand it is truly the changing of the guard and what does it mean. And then we can get into, of course, speaking on the immigration bullets that we have to talk about later. Thank you so much for getting that in there. Remember, folks, register, eventbrite.com. I believe it's going to be a great, great, great show. And I do believe we have the best possible law firm to be doing that. Not some screaming dude screaming at the top of the hour. It's serious. I mean, people need to understand. You got to prove yourself. You guys have a proven track record. You genuinely have helped people. We've seen it on television, major national television network. And people need to understand or start realizing that it's not about going to the consultants or going to attorneys who are not actually going to go the distance. PPID will go the distance from what I have seen so far. And one of the greatest things is that if I do get a call from someone or a text from someone, I can actually reach out to the attorneys directly myself.
Get a video recorder, color TV, large screen TV, video camera, even an audio video component.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch up with you later on. Wow.
Doesn't that